Russia has issued a fresh warning to Finland and Sweden over joining NATO, as the two countries draw closer to becoming part of the military alliance. Maria Zakharova, spokesman for Russia's foreign ministry, said today that both countries have been informed what it will lead to if they abandon decades-old neutrality agreements and become NATO members. "We have issued all our warnings both publicly and through bilateral channels," she told the Rossiya 24 state media channel. "They know about it, they will have nothing to be surprised about, they were informed about everything." She spoke after a new poll in Sweden showed support for joining the alliance has risen to 57%, up from 51% in March, after Prime Minister Magdalena Andersson said the time was right to debate the merits of membership. Meanwhile, politicians in Finland have today begun debating their own ties with NATO, after Prime Minister Sanna Marin said she expected a decision on membership to be made within weeks. Finland has for decades been bound to neutrality that began as a pact with the Soviets, but has been forced into a rethink after Putin invaded Ukraine. Sweden has a long-standing tradition of neutrality, but sees its national security as inseparably tied to that of its Nordic neighbor. Both countries took a step towards joining the alliance earlier this month, when their leaders announced at a joint press conference that plans are under consideration. Ms. Marin, Finland's 36-year-old prime minister, said she expected a decision to be made before the summer. Ms. Andersson, the Swedish PM, did not set a timetable for joining but said there is no point delaying the decision. "There is a before and after 24th of February, she said, referring to the date on which Russia invaded. "This is a very important time in history. The security landscape has completely changed. We have to analyze the situation to see what is best for Sweden's security, for the Swedish people, in this new situation." Finland and Sweden are currently NATO partners, permitted to take part in joint training exercises and receive briefings, but are not full members. Becoming a full member would mean the pair are protected under Article 5, which states an attack on one member of the alliance is an attack on every member. The 200 MPs in Finland's Eduskunta last week received a government-commissioned white paper that assessed the implications of NATO membership alongside other security options, such as increased bilateral defense agreements. The report did not make recommendations but stressed that without NATO membership, Finland enjoys no security guarantees. It said the deterrent effect on Finland's defense would be considerably greater inside the bloc, while noting that membership also carried obligations for Finland to assist other NATO states. After 2 decades of public support for NATO membership remaining steady at 20 to 30%, the war sparked a surge among those in favor to over 60%, according to opinion polls. "I used to be against joining NATO, but because of this situation I'm now more in favor," said 24-year-old Sofia Lindblom, walking her dog in central Helsinki on Wednesday. Joining would bring a certain kind of security. On nearby Senate Square, Vaka said the invasion of Ukraine has utterly changed her opinion in favor of NATO membership. "I feel pretty safe, but quite worried," the 69-year-old said. Public statements gathered by Finnish media suggest half of Finland's 200 MPs now support membership, while only around 12 oppose. Others say they will announce a position after detailed discussions. The Finnish government said it hopes to build a parliamentary consensus over the coming weeks, with MPs due to hear from a number of security experts. On Saturday, Finland's European Affairs Minister Tytti Tuppurainen said she believed a Finnish application was highly likely. But the decision is not yet made, she told Britain's Sky News. However, the Finns seem to have already made up their mind and there is a huge majority for the NATO membership. Many analysts predict Finland could submit a bid in time for a NATO summit in June. Any membership bid must be accepted by all 30 NATO states, a process that could take 4 months to a year. Finland has so far received public assurances from Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg that NATO's door remains open, and support from several members. President Sauli Niinistö said Russia's response could include airspace, territorial violations and hybrid attacks, which Finnish and NATO proponents believe the country is well prepared to withstand. Finland declared independence in 1917 after 150 years of Russian rule. During World War II, its vastly outnumbered army fought off a Soviet invasion, before a peace deal saw it cede several border areas to Moscow. The Nordic nation remained neutral during the Cold War in exchange for Soviet guarantees not to invade. After the fall of the Iron Curtain, Finland firmly aligned itself with the West, by joining the EU and becoming a close partner of NATO. Successive Finnish leaders shied away from full membership, believing that military non-alignment was the best way to maintain working relations with the Kremlin.